All right, we should be back in the building. Oh man, what a day it is. Y'all know what to do. It's Wednesday, it's hump day up in here. Do me a favor, drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We should be good to go. Welcome y'all. Welcome back to another YouTube live stream. I'm your host ClassE of patreon.com/ClassEbeats. The link is in the description. Y'all also make sure you check out the pinned link in the comment. That is to our new channel, Jury of Your Peers. You can check out Jury of Your Peers. We got so many trials that are streaming over there. And if you want some trials without the commentary, you're able to check it out over on that channel. So thank you to everybody who's been over there supporting. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers on the Jury of Your Peers channel. So make sure y'all check it out. But before we get into it, we're going to talk about Don Lemon. We're going to talk about this new trial we've been covering with Brendan Banfield and his au pair, the alleged murder plot. And we're going to get into it. But first, I got to say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. So good to see y'all this morning. We've got my awesome, amazing Amy is in here. Y'all make sure you go subscribe to Amy's channel. The link is in the description as well. Hey, Fitz is back in the building. We got Taco Tuesday in here on a Wednesday. Good to see you. Shout out to Gerald, says good morning. Good to see y'all as well. We're going to go ahead and get right into it because we got a lot to cover. We're going to be in here for a little bit longer than we usually are because we're going to get into some of the trial coverage. We got to talk about Don Lemon. This man is an entire mess. We'll get into it here in a second. But before we do, I do have one major favor to ask you all, and that is that you please like the video on your way in. Likes are free, helps the channel continue to grow, and lets the algorithm know that you guys are enjoying the show. It shares the video, the channel, and this live stream you're listening to right now to more people. So thank you to the nearly 500 of you that have liked the video so far. Y'all are amazing, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, if you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video out as well. Just click the share button. That'll allow you to share it to X, Instagram, Facebook, and you can even share the video to your group chat. You can share it via text, all that. I will also be reading super chats as we go throughout the show as well. So thank you to everybody who goes the extra mile and drops super chats over here as well. Speaking of, shout out to Nana Banana, who has been a member for 14 months, sticking around with all the craziness on this channel. Dang, Nana Banana, you're a real one for that. Says, love this page. Shout out to Nana Banana. Thank you so much for being a member. And if y'all haven't checked out the members only content, please make sure you do that. We've got a ton of members only content for you. And if you join the membership, you also get an opportunity to get instant access to all the videos that we drop here on the channel before anybody else. You don't have to wait until they're scheduled and they're made available to the public. Your name's highlighted in that beautiful green. And there are a ton of other great benefits that come with being a member as well. So thank you to Nana Banana. Let's give her one more round of applause. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Because again, this craziness with everything that's happening in Minnesota, in Minneapolis specifically, and across the country has been unfortunate and it's been embarrassing, honestly, as a country. I've asked so many times, numerous times on this show, what are people actually protesting? What are they upset about? Maybe we'll hear about that here in this situation. I'm sure you guys have heard it by now, but if not, we're going to cover it and give our own perspective on what's going on here. And of course, we're going to bring the facts as well. All right. So make sure y'all like the video if you haven't yet. And let's get into it. Let's be clear. Don Lemon is an idiot. And I don't say that lightly. I don't really like calling names when it comes to this channel and just in general. I try not to do it. But this guy, it is so unfortunate to see someone with a platform like this, someone who putting beside how you feel about how this man lives his personal life, continues to show himself to just be inept, to be ignorant. And I don't understand what he is trying to accomplish here, because now Don Lemon is looking at and could possibly be facing federal charges because of his most recent stupidity. And there is a reason that I put a picture of him and his husband. Yes, he is married to a white man. And again, I don't care about the race thing. I don't even care about what he does in his personal life. But there's a reason I'm bringing this up, and you're going to hear it from Don Lemon himself moving forward, just about whites and how white people and how terrible they are. And we've got this picture here. So recently, if you haven't heard, Don Lemon and a bunch of other protesters and went to protest what was happening with ICE. Allegedly, the story is that Don Lemon and the group he was with found out there was a person who had been a member of ICE that was either a pastor at a church or involved in the church. So they got together and they organized this protest to go into the church and interrupt the service and protest against a gentleman who allegedly was involved with ICE. Now, there's so many things that are wrong with this, just from a legal standpoint, that make Don Lemon an idiot. And even in the interview we're going to be covering that he did with the pastor of the church, Don Lemon talks about constitutional rights while he's violating someone's constitutional rights. It's so sad. And shout out to B Mac in the chat. Yes, I don't care about his personal life either, but he's just an idiot. And we're going to find out why here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip from this entire scene in case you guys haven't seen it. And the person posting it says this: Don Lemon is going to jail. I agree. And we're going to talk about why here in a second. This is why you should stay strapped even in church. Many of us do. They start with intimidation. Next is mass violence. F this. She says homosexual communist. I'm not going to say the word, but either way, here's the video. Don Lemon in church harassing people while they're trying to worship Jesus. Lord.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution. When you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the civil rights movement was about.
Bro, he's talking about the civil rights movement while violating people's rights. Again, grade A, class A idiot.
The civil rights movement was about these very kinds of protests. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something. You have to make people uncomfortable in these times. If you see how uncomfortable people uncomfortably, this is a beginning.
Okay, so here's the problem with this with Don Lemon, and we're going to talk about it. When it comes to the Constitution, people do have a right to freedom of speech. They have a right to assemble, but there are also rights where people who are gathered at a place of worship to practice their religious beliefs are not to be intimidated, are not to be disrupted. They are allowed to assemble and do that without disruption. And Don Lemon clearly here is blatantly and honestly proudly violating these people's constitutional rights. He's an idiot. We're going to hear from the assistant attorney general who is about to lay the smackdown on this guy because he decided to align himself with more stupid people. Also, this is the interview that Don Lemon did with the pastor of the church that they disrupted. Tries to set this pastor up, say he was pushing him, while of course Don Lemon's already putting his hands on the pastor himself. I don't understand these people.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
It's illegal.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a Constitution and the First Amendment to freedom of.
By the way, Don Lemon's grabbing the pastor here. He's going to ask the pastor to stop pushing him in a second, but Don Lemon, stop it, dude. You're not in the right here.
Flock,
okay, but listen, we live there's a Constitution and the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus. Yes. That's why we're here. Yes. Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want to.
And this is going to be a key part of this case. He said, I ask you to please get the F out. I'm asking you to leave.
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. Yeah. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, and it gets worse, in case you haven't seen. Don Lemon not only participated in this violation of constitutional rights, but he said he was proud of it, and he blamed the people in the church for not wanting him to be here, not wanting him to be in church. Check this out. So Don Lemon is doing an interview after all of this went down, talking about the entire situation with them going into this church and disrupting the service. No shame
And there's a
whatsoever.
certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America. And there's a
Oh
certain
man,
degree.
always a victim. Poor Don Lemon. He's getting bent over. Now, I know this is family show, but this is the dude that's getting bent over by a white guy talking about white supremacy. I mean, he experiences it every day. Listen, I'm just sick of I'm sick of people thinking they can do whatever they want to. This is very, very clear that this is not what our rights were intended for. You can stand outside the church and protest. That would have been fine. But going into the church, disrupting the service, not only is it breaking the law, we're going to get into shortly, but is a very, very serious law that they're breaking. And the fact that this happened on Martin Luther King Day on Monday makes it even worse, because there was an act, we're going to talk about it, that was put in place to protect churches from this type of thing specifically. Not only churches, but specifically black churches that needed to be protected from the KKK, who at the time were going into churches, burning down the churches while people were inside the churches in protest of the assembly of black believers. And Don Lemon, being who he is violating that now. Very ironic here. So now one of the people who was involved in this entire protest is speaking out after he went into the church and was intimidating people, holding the cameras in their face. You even see in this screenshot, there's kids in here crying, just trying to have church. It's sad, man. Very sad.
I mean, what we're seeing around this country is they're using their political influence to attack people that disagree with them. They're going to come at me with charges, and I'm not scared of that. There's no base for these charges. I did not block them from, their service. They welcomed us in. They never asked us to leave. The police never.
We just heard the pastor ask them to leave. So that's a lie. This guy's an idiot.
Came in and removed us. So we didn't stop their service. In fact, people were still praying the entire time. The music was still playing the entire time. So, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
Yeah, this looks like a guy that just needs a place to stay. So go ahead and lock him up. I think we would be doing him a favor, because he looks like he's out there struggling. So I guess he figured he might as well go out with the bang, and then he can get locked up and have some good food to eat, have a nice place to stay. And hey, maybe he's on Don Lemon's side and he's going to feel right at home. Now, Benny Johnson did an interview with the Assistant Attorney General to talk about the legal side of this. Of course, that's what we're mainly interested in here, and not with Don Lemon being a hypocrite idiot. But the Assistant Attorney General has this to say when it comes to Don Lemon in this situation, and how they're going to pursue charges against him, federal charges against this man, for somewhat leading this entire protest in this church, which is highly illegal. So the Department of Justice announces its intention to charge Don Lemon under the Ku Klux Klan Act. That is right. The KKK Act makes it illegal to threaten, hurt, or intimidate people to prevent them from exercising their God-given rights, obviously the right to practice their religion. And then the Assistant Attorney General says this: the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes. It's a law that makes it illegal to terrorize and violate civil rights of citizens. Whenever people conspire this, the Klan Act can be used, and it should be. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of the federal government is going to come down and prevent this form of thing from happening and put people away from a long time. Hey, Don Lemon, y'all would not show up to my church doing this. I'm going to tell you that right now. Dude, please. I'm telling you, don't do this. And there's a reason they picked this church as well. I'm not going to get into that whole thing. There's a reason they picked this specific church. It wasn't just to target someone who allegedly supported ICE. There is a reason they didn't go to a certain type of church that may have handled this a little bit different. I know my church would. Here we
will pursue charges in this case. I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us.
Yeah, and the people that she's talking about who were going into abortion clinics, outside of abortion clinics, as a part of the FACE Act that they violated, they actually were sentenced to over 40 years. 40 years in jail for what they did, for protesting the wrong way. This needs to continue to happen. Get them up out of here.
Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Armin, I've just pulled up the Klan Act because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871. Correction there.
1871.
Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen. Would you mind breaking down for us, because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is an affinity to the FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act because they were entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening. We just played a video of a bearded man who was threatening to attack the Christians that were worshiping there. So it seems like an obvious FACE Act violation. But the Klan Act here, it is on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln emancipated the slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. And in fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So
yeah, and that's exactly what happened here. And Don Lemon and whoever that bearded guy is, William Kelly, whatever his name is, did exactly that. They conspired, and we're going to show the proof and the evidence of Don Lemon conspiring to do this. Stupid, man.
Whenever anyone conspires to violate the protected civil rights of American citizens, the Klan Act can be used to bring a conspiracy charge.
Jeez.
We, in the federal law enforcement parlance, call this 241 and 242 civil and criminal conspiracies. And so what the Biden administration did is, if 3 grandmas got together to pray outside an abortion clinic for the souls of the people inside, and including the unborn children, they would say, oh, that's not just a violation of the Klan Act, that's a conspiracy to violate the civil rights of women going in there to get abortions. And so we're going to add additional charges and punish that more and make it from a misdemeanor under the FACE Act to a felony under the Klan Act. And
good.
President Trump pardoned the pro-life protesters in those cases. I have recently defended successfully in the 11th Circuit a case called Oropesa, a case of Jane's Revenge, the pro-abortion protesters violently attacking crisis pregnancy centers in Florida. And we had the court uphold the Klan Act criminal enhancement to the FACE Act. So I know this is very deep in the weeds, but the point is, there are a number of things. The FACE Act is just the start. Like I said, you have material support for disruptive activities. You have conspiracy to violate civil rights. You have potentially the use of other instrumentalities to commit crimes. And so some of these folks who did this have self-identified. Don Lemon himself has come out and said he knew exactly what was going to happen inside that facility. He went into the facility and then he began, quote unquote, committing journalism. And as if that's sort of a shield from being a part, an embedded part of a criminal conspiracy. It isn't. And so, we're getting our ducks in a row. We're putting the facts together. And this is a very serious matter. Come next Sunday, nobody should think in the United States that they're going to be able to get away with this. Everyone in the protest community needs to know that the fullest force of the federal government is going to come down and prevent this from happening and put people away for a long, long time.
Yeah, and I don't want to be disrupted. I don't want my kids to have to go through this as they're in church. I don't want my family to have to deal with this as we're in church. We're there to worship. We're there for a reason. And people like this, they will be stopped. This is not happening in my church, so I'm not tripping about it. It's unfortunate that people even have to contemplate this happening to them at their place of worship in America. It doesn't make sense. And for what is the question again? Nobody has been able to answer this in the comments. I've had videos with hundreds and hundreds of comments on this exact subject. Nobody has given me an answer to the question I'm asking is, what are we protesting? What's the problem? What is the issue? I don't understand. And going into a church while they're trying to worship is doing what? You're facing a misdemeanor and now you're facing federal charges. You're facing a felony. Lock them all up. We don't need these type of people in here. So if you were wondering, well, how was Don Lemon involved in this? He was just filming. He was just there. He's there. He's a journalist. He's a content creator. He just wanted to make sure he documented what happened. Well, listen to the language here very carefully. Don Lemon documented the whole thing and pretty much told on himself on his involvement with this entire gathering. Shout out to the person that posted this clip. Says, this video makes it crystal clear that the leader of the terrorists who attacked the church yesterday reached out to Don Lemon beforehand. And trust you and me, the Department of Justice will find out about it. Knowing this was a crime, he should have said no. Instead, he got on a plane so that he could videotape it and post it for money. Case closed. Here we go.
How are you?
Good.
to see you.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is a secret,
Lock 'em up.
that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason, it may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies.
Now it's interesting. He starts to change the wording that he's using. Again, this is going to be used once and if this ever goes to trial. He's saying they're doing this, and then he switches it and starts to say we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we talked about this, we did this.
The operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go. Let's go. Okay. Thank you guys for allowing me to be here. Thank you guys.
Okay.
How are you?
Good.
To see you.
We're on. We're not saying what it is, what's going on, but thank you. Tell us why you're doing
to
this.
jail.
So
This is Nakima Levy Armstrong. She's on the show on
Levy
Friday.
Armstrong, civil rights attorney, longtime activist here in the community. And, we protest and do activism in all kinds of ways. This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual. So that's
Disrupt, again, when it comes to the Klan Act, can't be disrupting church. Can't do it. It's a crime.
what we're about to go do right now. We've had a lot of success with the times we have done Operation Pull Up.
Yeah.
After George Floyd was killed, we went to the Police Federation head's home and staged a demonstration there. We also went to the head of the U.S. Marshals from Minnesota after Winston Smith was killed by the U.S. Marshals. We went there after Daunte Wright was killed.
Embarrassing, man. Don Lemon conspiring to to disrupt this assembly. It's an open and shut case. And just in case y'all wanted to see, this is a little bit more fun of just Don Lemon and how his mind works. Check out this clip he did from an interview talking about the ICE situation in Minneapolis.
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that actually...
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process.
He's so stupid, man. God, this man said, no, it's not a crime. It's the misdemeanor. Oh, so you mean a crime? A misdemeanor is a crime. That's why it's a misdemeanor.
Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going...
Misdemeanor is not a crime. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So misdemeanor is not a crime?
It's not a criminal act, no. If you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal act.
So why get charged at all then, if it's not a criminal act?
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
it's just
we have
level.
different...
This guy's so stupid.
Levels of, I shouldn't say crime, but it's not a crime. You're not breaking the law.
Okay, I'm not gonna play the rest of this video. This guy's an idiot. Please don't listen to people like him. You'll end up getting hurt or in jail. He's stupid. If you're going to do something, make sure you understand what you're doing. Make sure you check the laws. And unfortunately, the person who organized this at the top, who conspired with Don Lemon, is an attorney. This is a whole mess, and it's not going to be the end of it. Y'all know we're going to report on it here, see what charges actually come as a result of this, because I don't see much protection here, especially with the way this was documented by this guy, Don Lemon. Let me know what you think in the comments in the chat. Guys, it's crazy out here. Ducky Dexter, good morning. Good to see you in here. Oh, man. It's sad that we are at this point. I don't think these people even know or understand what they're protesting. That would be a question I would ask Don Lemon is, what are you doing here? What are you trying to prove? What's your goal? What rights do you think are being violated? Do you just not like what someone's saying? You don't like what someone's standing for? Or do you actually have a point? Because I don't see the point in this. Again, maybe I'm ignorant. I still have yet to hear anybody, Don Lemon himself, tell me why they're doing this. So again, I don't know. Y'all have to let me know what you think about this. Shout out to the gang in here. Thank you to everybody who's in the building. The near 500 of you that have liked the video. I appreciate y'all. Absolutely amazing. Make sure you like the video on your way in. Likes are free. Helps the channel out. Helps us continue to grow. And we've got another video we're going to check out here shortly, because now that we've talked about the entire situation with Don Lemon, him potentially facing charges, we're going to get into the legal aspects of this and why he might be looking at doing some time in jail and possibly some lengthy time in jail. Now, as you guys know, I'm not an attorney, although I am a lover of the law and a studier of the law. I would rather go to an attorney and get their opinion on this. So what we're going to do is we'll check out this video from Nate the Lawyer. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I want you guys to go and support Nate the Lawyer, as he has absolutely amazing content. So I'll leave a link to the video in the description so you can go watch the full video. But Nate's going to do an excellent job of breaking down some of what we talked about with the Klan Act of 1865 and how Don Lemon clearly violated this, along with all the other protesters who were at this event.
Former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been warned by the Justice Department over allegations he joined a swarm of anti-ICE protesters who burst into a Minnesota church in the middle of Sunday service and accused a pastor of working with ICE.
Our resistance protesters, they're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will
that's what, I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
This guy's so dumb, talking about the Constitution while he's violating constitutional rights.
Yeah, jeez. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus, because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world, is Jesus Christ.
I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Don Lemon has officially achieved the impossible. He is so dumb that he's managed to violate a law written to stop the Ku Klux Klan. Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Nate the lawyer. Y'all please make sure you go show Nate some love. Absolutely amazing content. He does a great job. Let's skip ahead in the video here. Here we go.
We're in St. Paul, Minnesota, and families are gathering at the city's church to worship. Now, enter Don Lemon. He gets together with a group of protesters, and for whatever reason, they conspire to go and protest inside this church. Now, there are a lot of problems with going inside private property to protest, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know we look at the law, then we look at the facts, and then you get to decide how it's going to play out. So first, let me introduce you to 18 U.S.C. Section 241. This is called the KKK Act. Now, this law isn't new. It was passed May 31st, 1870, literally 156 years ago. Now, Congress passed this law specifically to stop the Ku Klux Klan from riding out in the night and terrorizing freed slaves. Now, in the South, you would have a whole bunch of armed white men throw on hoods and go to black churches, kick everybody out, and burn down the building. Sometimes they'd burn down the building while leaving everyone in the building. So Congress had enough of that and decided to pass this law. Now, what the act does, it makes it a federal crime for two or more people to conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution. And in this particular case, we're talking about your First Amendment right to exercise your religious preference. So, simply put, if you get together with a whole bunch of people and go to a church to interrupt their religious services, you are committing a federal crime and can serve up to 10 years in prison. Now, for you to be convicted of this crime, there are 4 elements the government has to prove. It has to prove, number 1, a conspiracy, an agreement between 2 or more persons to do this thing. Next, they got to show that you had the specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. The victims have to be a person within the United States, and the right has to be something that's constitutionally protected, like your freedom of religion. So let's go through the elements. Is there a conspiracy, an agreement between 2 or more persons? Here's what Don Lemon says.
So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, I can't tell you where they're going.
And again, that's when he messed up right there. And this is going to be Exhibit A. We. He turns French there for a second. Y'all heard it?
And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then
And that's what we're doing here. Yeah, told on yourself, Don, you idiot.
After we do this operation, you'll see it.
After we do this operation, dummy.
Live, and these operations are surprise operations. Again, I can't tell you where they're going.
So it seems like there is a clear agreement between 2 or more people on what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, where to meet up, and where they are going. So Don Lemon knows where they're going, what they're about to do, and how they're about to do it, right? They're going to confront some people. Don Lemon then admits more of the conspiracy.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is a secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason, It may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go.
So it seems like we got 2 or more people in a conspiracy to do something. So next we're talking about specific intent. Does Don Lemon have any evidence that there's any specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate whoever they're going to go and
The key word being intimidate, the answer being yes.
confront?
Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So now they make it very clear that wherever they're going there to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. How else do you disrupt? So I think we have our first 2 elements pretty clear here. We have a conspiracy in agreement between 2 or more people, and we have the specific intent to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate someone. But now we get to find out where they're going to disrupt.
Okay, so we are here now. Do you think if you just have it, I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but if they see me, they're gonna know. No?
I don't. Yeah, imagine people knowing who Don Lemon. Nobody knows who this clown is. All they know is he's got a camera and a hat on. Nobody's checking for Don Lemon. Who?
The bins.
The what?
Don't name the location.
I'm not naming the location, but I mean, I'm just wondering if you see me.
I mean,
the folks inside see me.
Are the congregants really on live instead of in service right now?
No, but they'll be like, "Why is Don Lemon here?"
Sunday morning. Sunday morning church.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
they look at him and be like, "Who are you again? Weren't you that guy? Weren't you that guy that was in Brokeback Mountain or something?"
I'll see.
Like, well, what else? It's Sunday. We already said the church.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you said it.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
So now we know they're at a church, and in that church are a whole bunch of U.S. citizens. So that satisfies element 3, where we're talking about the victim is a person in the United States or its territories. But now the right. What right are they about to violate? Well, Don Lemon makes it very clear that they're about to interrupt these people exercising their First Amendment right to worship the way they want.
They're in the middle of the church. During the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nakima stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE. And so here we go.
You could talk to the lead pastor.
Yeah, it's disgusting, man. Again, I don't want to play the entirety of Nate's video because you guys need to go support him over there. But it's clear, Don Lemon, a clear violation of not only the Klan Act, but we talked about the FACE Act as well, which is a misdemeanor. That there were violations in here as well. So the Assistant Attorney General said they're going to pursue this. I think they should. I think there's many members of this group that organized this that will be held accountable. One of them being an attorney, which is sad to see. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. And can somebody please tell me what we're protesting? By the way, I still don't know. So weird situation. Hopefully they get what they need out of this, which is going to be a jail sentence. Let me know what y'all think. Shout out to the gang again. We got 6,000 of y'all up in this thing. Please like the video, guys. This will probably be the last time I ask. That might not be true. But likes are free. Can y'all please take a second and like the video? I'm begging you because it's free. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Isn't Don Lemon a millionaire? Money doesn't change stupidity. Trust me. Why wouldn't he just consult with his lawyer to see if this was legal? Well, maybe he did. I would imagine that Don Lemon consulted with his lawyer. The only issue I see here, or the potential issue, that there could be here is maybe the wording that Don Lemon used, maybe the way he was involved in some of the, I don't know what you call it, some of the operation, that he met up with them, that he made it clear he knew this was going to happen. Did he try to stop it? How involved was he in the planning of this? He wasn't actually acting as a journalist. He was acting as someone who was involved and thought this should happen, which it's illegal and it shouldn't have happened. So with that being said, I think it's going to be tough for him to avoid charges on this, because he self-admittedly said that he was involved in this. He think it should be happening. He knew what they were there to do. And he was even arguing with the pastor saying, oh, well, you know, there's constitutional rights. So can't they do this? That's not real journalism, not real journalism at all. So we'll see what happens to Don Lemon. I think there's going to be a lot of trouble. Samson's in here. Shout out to Samson. Tell Ray I said he's a good boy. The goodest boy, man. Shout out to Ray. Beautiful dog. Don Lemon also conspired with Juicy Smollett and Auntie Kamala for the Chicago mess to get the lynching bill passed. Lord have mercy. It gets to the point where you're not protesting anymore. You're looking for attention. That's fine. They're getting attention. But again, why? What do these people want? I don't understand it. No one has been able to tell me, other than they're upset about illegal immigrants being here and not being taken out of the country because they're here illegally. I guess. I don't understand it at all. Don just wants to be relevant. He's been trying, man, ever since he got booted by CNN. He's been trying, and he actually had a decent platform. I think this, I don't think this is going to be good. Ray loves listening to the ClassE show. Hey, shout out to Ray. Look at this beautiful dog, y'all. He's gorgeous. Shout out to Ray. He's such a good boy. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next topic. We've been talking about this trial with, and I actually need to find the timestamp here. This trial and what's been going on with Brendan Banfield. So in case you guys are unfamiliar with this trial and what's going on, I'll give you a little bit of an update. So Brendan Banfield and his au pair got into a relationship. They brought her in to help with the kids, help around the house. His wife was working. She's a nurse. He was working. He's actually a former IRS federal agent working on criminal cases within the IRS. We're not going to get into that too much today. And now he's on trial because he allegedly conspired against his wife and another innocent man. What happened is, allegedly, Brendan and his newly found love in this au pair, Mrs. Perez, they got together and they conspired this plan where they were going to create a profile, a fake dating website profile for his wife. They were going to lure in another man. That man ended up being Joseph Ryan. Joseph Ryan was lured to their place. And what happened was, allegedly, Brendan shot Joseph Ryan. After he shot Joseph Ryan, he stabbed his wife. And then once he did that, he called the police, told them, yeah, I shot this man. He was trying to kill my wife. He stabbed my wife and killed her. And then I found him and then I saved the day. And that's the story that he told. What ended up happening is the au pair, his at the time lover, ended up ratting him out. She wanted to get a better deal. She was found guilty and pled guilty to manslaughter charges, and she might not do any time in jail, which is insane. And now Brendan is on trial for his part in this. We're actually going to hear from his au pair and see what her testimony is. And then we're going to jump forward and get into some of the cross-examination as well. Let me know what you guys think about this. Wild story, man. Check it out. Sad.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Commonwealth, your next witness.
Our next witness is Juliana Perez Maliahis.
All right, ma'am, if you could stand and face the clerk and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this case under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
There she is. They brought her in cuffs too, because she's locked up. And might get out soon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state and spell your name for the court record?
Yes, Juliana, Juliana, Perez, Beres, Magalhães, Magalhaes.
And how old are you now, Juliana?
She's from
25.
Brazil.
And do you know the defendant?
Yes.
What's his name?
Banfield.
When did you meet him?
Back in October 2021, 22.
When did you meet him? When did you meet him?
Well, can you specify? Sorry.
When did you first meet him?
In person when I first came to the States, and before that, through a video call with the family.
Okay.
I want to know what you guys think about this situation. We've seen several trials that we've covered here on the channel to where you have someone who was actually involved in the crime taking a deal and then testifying, talking about the Adelsons. We've seen it in other trials as well. What do y'all think as potential jurors on this case about her testimony? Are you just going to not even listen to it and say, lady, you were involved in this situation, I don't want to hear what you have to say? Are you going to give it more weight because she was actually there and allegedly saw what happened? Let me know what y'all think. Here we go.
Do you recall what month or year that was?
When I came to the States?
Yes.
It was October.
Do you know what year?
2021.
Okay. And when you first met Mr. Banfield, what was your relationship to him?
Professional. He was my boss.
And you said he was your boss.
Yeah.
What was your job?
I was their au pair.
And so you said you worked as an au pair. What does that mean?
Au pair is like a nanny position, but somebody comes from another country providing care for their kids, and in exchange they live with their family, and yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Do you get paid to be an au pair?
Yes.
How much?
$200 a week.
And how long of a stay
That's it?
did you have as an au pair?
We can have from a year to 2 years, but as an au pair, I stayed for a year.
Okay. And did you, so you arrived, you said you arrived in October of 2021, and you said you stayed for a year?
$200 a week is a great deal.
And then did you extend that stay?
Yes.
And how long did you extend the stay for?
I think I might have extended for another year.
Let's talk about when you lived with the Banfield family and worked for them as their au pair. Where did you live?
I lived in their house, in their home.
Okay. And who lived there with you?
It was Brendan, his wife, Christine, and their daughter.
And we know who Brendan is.
Yeah.
Who's Christine?
Christine was Brendan's wife.
And you said their daughter?
Yeah.
What was their daughter's name?
Valerie.
What was your life like with them?
Wow. So
With the family?
Yeah, when you first got there, what was it like?
It was kind of a period for me to adapt to the family, to my job, to the country. But I was very welcome, I guess.
And what was Brendan like when you first came to live with the family and be their au pair?
We barely spoke. Like, my relationship was mostly with Christine and Valerie. Brendan and I barely spoke at all.
Okay.
Wow.
What was Christine like?
Christine was very friendly, very welcoming, very fair.
very fair. I think
Did
she
you
said.
spend time with her and spend time with Valerie together?
Yes.
And did you spend time on your own with Christine?
Maybe a couple times going to a store or, yeah.
Do you recall if Christine had a blood disorder?
I heard about it, yes.
And do you know the name of it?
I do not know.
Do you know if she took any medication for it?
As far as I know, no.
What was Valerie like?
Valerie is very loving, very caring. She's just...
How old was Valerie when you met her in 2021?
She was 3.5, I guess.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Sad, man.
And were there any other children that were living in the Banfield's home while you lived there too?
No.
Do you know if they had an au pair before you were their au pair?
Yeah.
Who was that?
It was Amanda.
And when you began working for the Banfields?
What happened with Amanda?
Do you need a minute? When you began working for the Banfields, Do you remember what their jobs were?
Yeah.
Do you know what their jobs were?
Yeah, Christina was
A nurse.
RN, and Brenda was working, I guess, as an investigator for the IRS.
Criminal investigator, by the way.
At some point, while you were working for the Banfield family, did your relationship with the defendant change?
Yes.
How did it change?
It became sexual, physical relationship.
And do you recall when the relationship changed?
It was August 2022.
What happened?
And did you keep the relationship, this new relationship with the defendant, did you keep this a secret?
For my part, some of my friends, they knew because I told them, and I used to post on my Instagram. But for his part, yeah, it was a secret.
Okay. And you said you told some friends about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember which friends you told?
I told Beatrice about it and Pamela.
And did you take any photos of you and the defendant after you began a romantic or physical relationship?
Yes.
And you said you had posted some things to social media?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to show you a couple of photos.
Wow.
And if I could have this view be to the witness and counsel only, please.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you Commonwealths 51, 52, 53, and 54. This is 51, 52, 53, and 54. Do you recognize these photos?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize them?
It's me and Brendan.
Let's see them. We want to see them.
Social media posts that you made?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, what I would ask the court to do is admit these as Commonwealths 51, 52, 53, and 54.
Here we go.
All right, any objection? Okay.
So while this man was married, she was posting on social media with him. Lord have mercy.
51, 52, 53, and 54 in evidence.
And
wild
we
out
can
here.
publish the first one to the jury. Can you tell us who's under the emoji here?
It's Brendan.
And then a couple of these have noise. And then this one, Commonwealth 53, can you describe who this is?
It's Brendan's hand.
And whose leg is that?
My leg.
Oh,
And the date
come
on
on.
the photo
Let's see the picture.
that is posted, is that the date that the photo was taken?
Yes.
And this photo here, Commonwealth 54, who's under the emoji?
It's Brendan.
Do you know when this photo was taken?
It's from the same day as the previous picture.
As the previous one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right, I want to go back to 52.
Really do this. I miss you. And now I wonder.
And in that post, who is present in that post?
His person behind the emoji.
And who is behind the emoji?
Man, we want to see the post.
And is it you and Brendan singing in that post?
Yes.
So you began a sexual relationship with the defendant in August of 2022 when you were how old?
I was 21.
And when this relationship began, did you ever think about how it might end?
No, I didn't really think it was serious, a relationship.
And did the defendant ever talk with you about any long-term plans for the two of you?
Not initially.
Not initially. Did he ever, though?
Yes.
When did that talk start?
I think it started after he talked about his plan.
Okay. And Did he ever talk about the two of you getting married or the two of you having children?
Yes.
And do you recall when that talk began?
Also, after he mentioned his plan.
Did he ever talk about his relationship with his wife, Christine Banfield?
Sometimes it would come up in our conversation and he would talk about it.
Yeah,
And
I
what did he
bet.
say?
He used to say that she didn't seem to care about where he was, what he was doing. She didn't seem to care about him at all. And that she was helpless and just lazy.
Do you recall when he said those things?
Dang.
When?
Yes.
Well, many times during our conversation when she came up.
And did he ever talk to you about anything else about his relationship? Did he ever talk about getting a divorce with her?
No, he basically said divorce was not an option.
Did he say why?
Wow.
Money was involved.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Money.
Okay. Anything else?
Money was involved in Valerie's custody too.
And what about those things? Did he say anything specifically about money or Valerie's custody?
Yeah, he said that he didn't want to have to share Valerie with Christine, that she wasn't good for Valerie. So he wanted to have Valerie full time. And money, because she should have more money than he would if they ever split.
And so he didn't want to get divorced. Did he tell you what he wanted to do?
Yes.
What did he say?
He mentioned his plan to get rid of her.
Wow.
And you said he mentioned his plan to get rid of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When did he talk about that first?
I would say it was in October 2022.
And what specifically was his plan to get rid of her?
She's not gonna make it.
Initially, he didn't really know what he would do. He just mentioned that he was thinking about it, and he would think better and let me know when he thought about it. Yeah.
Where were
She
the
was
two
like,
of you when
"Oh,
this
okay,
first
cool."
conversation took place?
New York.
And were you on a trip to New York with only him?
It was him and Valerie.
Dang,
when he
man,
told
come
you
on.
At first, I thought he was joking. Yeah, for me, it was a joke.
And you said that you were in New York when that conversation happened.
Yeah.
Did the three of you return to Virginia after that trip?
Yes, we did.
And did he talk about this plan again after you returned?
Yeah.
And did he give you more information or more detail about what he intended to have happen?
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to hire anybody because that is something that throughout investigation can be discovered easily. And that he had heard of a website called Fat Life. He's never done anything on the website, but he heard about it, and that's what he was going to do.
And did he tell you anything more about the plan at this point?
At that point, not really. People are still thinking about it.
Wow.
And at the end of October of 2022, did you visit a shooting range?
Yes.
And
I mean, what is her argument here? Was she scared for her life? He just said, "Hey, I think I figured it out. I'm gonna kill my wife." She said, "Huh, okay. Yeah, let's go to the range. Gotta practice up." What?
did anyone come with you?
Brendan.
The first time that you went to the shooting range, do you recall signing any paperwork?
Yes.
Judge, at this point, I'm going to display a photograph. I would ask for the display to be to the witness and counsel only. Yes, ma'am. I want you to look at the screen in front of you. Do you have, is there a document on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna scroll through this document for you slowly.
Just for the record, could you exhibit number of the
Oh,
document?
it is exhibit number 56.
Thank you.
Good luck with that, Brendan. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
It's the waiver you have to sign when you first go to the shooting range.
And did you sign this?
Yeah.
Is that your signature there on page 6?
Yes.
Judge, at this point, I'm going to ask to admit this as Commonwealth's 56 and allow for it to be published to the jury.
Any objection? All right, 56 in evidence and published.
And I'm going to just bring it back up to the top so that the jury can see it. Do you recall the date on the form?
October 29, 2022.
And on that date, do you recall shooting a firearm?
Is this a credible witness
Do you
to
remember
you?
if it was a handgun or a long gun?
It was a handgun.
And was the defendant with you while you were firing the handgun on that day?
Yes.
Did you ever go back to the firing range again?
Eventually, we did.
Do you remember when you went back to the firing range?
I'd say back in December.
And did you practice firing a firearm on that December visit?
Yes.
And again, what kind of firearm? Do you recall if it was a handgun or a long gun?
It's a handgun.
And was anyone with you when you returned to the firing range in December?
It's Brendan.
Judge, at this point, I'm going to ask for the view of Commonwealth 56 to be terminated to the gallery. And I am going to move to Commonwealth's 57 for the view of the witness and counsel only at this point.
Wow.
Do you see a photograph on your screen?
I do.
Okay. And do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
It's me at the shooting range.
And do you know who took this picture?
Brendan.
Judge, at this point, I am going to ask to have this admitted as Commonwealth's 57.
All right, any objection to 57? All right, 57 evidence and published.
Did the defendant tell you why he wanted to return to the firing range for that second visit?
Yes.
And why was that?
That's in case I need to use it if something goes wrong.
And what would go wrong?
Yeah. What? He was training there to use it in case something went wrong. Bro, come on, man. Are y'all buying this?
And why was that?
That's in case I need to use it if something goes wrong.
And what would go wrong? What was he concerned about going wrong? Had he told you more of his plan at this point?
At that point specifically, I can't really recall.
But he told you that he wanted you at the firing range because you needed, in case something went wrong.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
After the December visit to the shooting range, what, if any, additional steps did the defendant take to move his plan forward?
It was in January when he created the account on the website.
Okay. So were you present when he created the FetLife account?
Yes.
She was there
And
when he
did
created the
use his own
account.
email address to create
on,
the
man.
account?
No, he did not.
What email address did he use?
He created a new email account for Christine, and Christine's name.
And were you there when he created that email address?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you recall what device he used to create the email address?
To her laptop,
And when you say her laptop, whose laptop are you talking about?
Christine's laptop.
And do you recall what device he used to create the FetLife account?
That was the laptop.
And when you say the laptop, are you talking about Christine's laptop?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she big snitching.
And do you recall the name of the profile that the defendant created for the FetLife account?
Anastasia Knight.
And was there a photograph added to that profile?
Yes.
Who is the photograph of?
It's Christine's body in a bathing suit.
And who added the photograph to the profile?
Brendan did.
And who typed the words for the profile?
I hear that.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Brendan did.
Okay. If I could have the view terminated to the gallery at this point. And I am going to ask for Exhibits 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65, all photographs to be displayed to the witness and counsel only at this point. I'm going to show you a series of screenshots, and then I'm going to ask you about them. So this is 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65. Do you recognize these photos, these screenshots?
Yes.
How do you recognize them?
As the FetLife account.
And Judge, at this point, I'm going to ask to admit Commonwealths 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65 to be admitted under seal and published to the jury only.
Man, the way the prosecution can work is amazing. I mean, we're supposed to believe she was just some innocent bystander that was there shooting guns, watching him create the account, was in on the plot with him. Man.
All right. No objection. All right, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, admitted under seal.
Okay, I'm going to run back through them.
58.
Okay. So Commonwealth 58, is this the FetLife profile that was posted?
Yes.
And the about section here that we can see, who wrote the words in that? Who composed that?
Brandon.
And then in 59, Commonwealth 59, is this also a part of the FetLife profile?
Yes.
And then Commonwealth 60, is this the photograph that was used as the profile photo for the FetLife
Yes.
profile? And then Commonwealth 61 here, is this the group, for lack of a better word, that this profile was posted in?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat it again, please?
Sure. This photograph here, Commonwealth 61, is this the group within FetLife that you use to communicate with other users?
Yes.
And then Commonwealth 62, is this the post that you and Brendan used on FetLife?
Is there an what's your objection, Mr. Leading? Okay.
Okay, understood. All right.
I'll sustain the objection.
Take a look at Commonwealth 62. Can you describe for us what it is?
It's a post made on the profile.
And what website was this posted on?
FetLife.
And what was the reason for posting it?
It was what the account was first created, I guess, and to tell people what she was looking for.
And whose idea was it to post this? Whose idea was it to post this?
Brendan.
Okay. We can terminate this view at this point. How did you and Brendan, how did you use the laptop? How did the two of you use her laptop without her knowing about it?
It was because every time she used to get home from work, she throw her backpack by the door, and in the backpack was her laptop and her work stuff.
And once the FetLife account was created, what, if anything, did the two of you do with it?
Texting other people, other guys. They would also text looking for whatever it is that they're interested in.
Okay. And had Brendan explained to you at this point in time, or was there any explanation given to you about what it was that he was using FetLife for, or what it was he was looking for from another FetLife user?
Yeah.
What was that?
The website is for BDSM, people that like that kind of stuff, and he said we would be able to find somebody that plays like aggressive or that likes playing with blood and that kind of stuff.
And why? What was what if any reason did he want to find someone like that for?
Well, because the person would be eventually the person would be invited to come to the house, and he needed to know that the person was willing, or he was going to do what he had in his mind.
And what was he using FetLife to ask other users to do to the Anastasia profile?
Things like pinning her down, gagging her, spanking. Yeah.
And when the two of you used FetLife to message other people, were you, who would do the typing? Were you typing? Was Brendan typing?
To talk to other people?
Yes.
You asked. Sometimes it would be him, sometimes it would be me by his instruction when he was with me.
And
And I'm muted. Thank y'all. Wow. I was muted that whole time. Oh, that's crazy. I was muted that whole time. Was I muted at the end of the video too? That's tough. That's the Lord. Hey, anytime that happens, that's the Lord just protecting me. So again, shout out to y'all. Thank you for letting me know that I was muted. Let's go ahead and get back into it. We're going to get back into this crazy testimony from the au pair. According to her, she was just the victim, didn't know what was going on, and Brendan forced her to do everything. Let's see what else she has to say. We're going to get into cross-examination here a little bit later.
And were the two of you typically together while you were using FetLife to message other people?
Yes.
And was Christine home or not home when the two of you used FetLife?
She was home.
Always?
Yes.
Why?
Because he always mentioned for us to make sure to log in on the account when she was also home. So it would have, throughout the investigation, it would have been very clear that, like, whenever she was using the profile, she was home, and yeah.
And you said because during the investigation. Why would there be an investigation?
Well, he always thought, like, in advance.
It crashed out?
Knew how the investigation would go. Like, he always knew, and yeah.
But why did he know?
What do you know?
Yeah, why? You said because he always knew about the investigation. What did he know about an investigation? There hasn't been one yet.
He knew eventually we would have one investigation.
Why?
Because there would be a murder, and it's just what happens. Investigation.
And did he tell you that?
Yeah.
What specifically did he tell you about that?
Well, he knew that we needed to have some alibis. He knew that he needed to change his routine a few weeks prior, so it wouldn't be odd that he wasn't, just at McDonald's on that day specifically.
Okay. I am going to show you a couple of items one at a time. The parties have stipulated to the admissibility of the next two items, the next several items. The first two are going to be Commonwealth 66 and 67. And Judge, Commonwealth 66, I'm going to ask to have published to the jury and counsel only, and I'm going to ask that these be under seal.
66 and 67?
Yes.
So they don't want us to see them?
Is that correct, Mr. Carroll? Okay, so 66 and 67 are in evidence under seal.
I want to see them.
Let me see. Yep.
Y'all get it together, because we're not going to be able to see this anyway. Let me skip ahead.
Back to having a couple of technical difficulties, so I'm going to move on for a minute, and then we'll go back to 66 and 67. Did you and the defendant ever travel out of town together?
Yes.
Where did you go?
To Winchester, Virginia.
Do you recall when that was?
When?
When?
Not the exact date, no.
Do you know if it was before or after that the defendant created the FetLife profile?
Can I say if I'm not 100% sure though?
You don't recall?
No.
Okay. How did you arrange to go to Winchester together?
He was going for an overnight stay in a hotel for his job.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
And he took his car, his work car, and I took the white car his to drive.
And when the two of you were in Winchester, was there ever any posting on FetLife at that time?
No.
And why would that have been?
Because, like I said before, that he always made sure to...
What's your objection, Mr. Carroll? Your microphone, it's very hard to hear you. What's your legal objection?
Legal objection. She's asked and answered that she didn't do any posting. And so,
asked and answered.
Any further question?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
He said asked and answered.
I don't think I asked her if any of them posted on FetLife while they were out of town in Winchester.
Okay, I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Sorry. Did either of you post on FetLife or message anyone on FetLife while the two of you were in Winchester?
No.
And why is that?
Because we would only post when we were home and she was home at the same time.
Okay. And were there any other things that the two of you did to make it look like Christine was the one messaging in FetLife? Do you want me to ask that a different way?
Yes, please.
Did the two of you ever message people or post on FetLife when Christine was home and only one of you was home?
Yes.
And whose idea was that?
Brenda's.
And did he say why?
Yes.
And why was that?
Because, again, when he talked about the investigation we would have at some point, he pointed out that the police would have access to where our phones are, where our phones pin, and so we wouldn't be able to accuse him of doing that, because sometimes she would be doing it, posting and messaging, and she would be home and he wouldn't be home, and other times I wouldn't be home, and so there would be no way to actually prove it, and that's the alibis he talked about.
Can you recall any specific instances of how it would have worked for one of you to be home posting while Christine was home and the other one was out of the home?
That normally happened when both of us went to the gym, and he would tell me to leave earlier and go home, so I'd get home before him, and for me to log in the account and, text people, talk to people. And other times he would tell me to hang in the gym behind, and he would leave earlier, so he would be the one logging in and talking to people.
Okay. And the gym that you're talking about, do you recall which gym that was?
Yeah, Lifetime.
And did the two of you, and do you know which location?
It's a nice gym.
Reston.
Did the two of you go to Lifetime Fitness together frequently?
Yes.
Did Christine go with the two of you?
It was just maybe a couple times, but nothing. It was normally Rana and I.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Commonwealth 66 and 67 at this point. If we could see 66.
You can publish from the table, please.
Just give us a second. Jury, is it already in evidence? In the gallery?
These were.
Oh, sealed, no, okay.
All right, so looking at Commonwealth 66, can you see it on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. And then at the top of your screen, there's a column that's titled User ID. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. The user ID identified as Anastasia 9.
Okay.
Who wrote the messages from Anastasia 9? Not that specific message, but just in general. Who is the person or persons who are writing the messages from Anastasia 9?
It's either me or Brendan.
And the other user IDs that we see that are largely numbers in this view, are those messages that are received by you and the defendant using the Anastasia 9 profile?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for us to scroll forward a little bit to location number 367 or cell 367. The user ID Taco Supreme 7000. Did you come to know who that was?
That's Joe.
And now if we could switch to Commonwealth 67. The Taco Supreme 7000 profile that you came to know as Joe Ryan. We see
Rest
that
in peace to
profile,
Joe
we see
Ryan.
Anastasia 9 communicating in this view of the spreadsheet. Do you recognize these as FetLife chats that you and Brendan wrote from Anastasia 9 and received from Taco Supreme?
Yes.
His name is Taco Supreme.
When the two of you were using FetLife, I've asked you before what it was that Brendan was looking for. What is it about Joe's answers and messages that attracted Brendan to selecting Joe? Did he ever tell you?
He told me at some point to but he was always making comments like that it was the white person.
Did he say why?
Because he seemed to be like the person who would do the things that Brenda needed the person to do.
Dang.
Okay.
That's
And,
wild.
I'm now going to ask you to look at
Self-racism. there.
Commonwealth 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72, one at a time.
Can you go back to that one first?
Go back to that.
Yeah, you're still connected.
If they're the same.
Okay.
And Judge, let's look at 68 first.
We were just getting back to the podium. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do think we probably, these are all Excel spreadsheets. and I
Okay,
think
do
we're
you
having-
want to stay with me?
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're having trouble with Excel from this computer.
Okay.
So first, if we could look at 68 from the witness and counsel views only. And again, Your Honor, the parties have stipulated to the vet life chats. So I believe that all of these exhibits can be admitted, but I'd ask that they be admitted under seal.
68, 69, and 70?
68, 69, 70, 71, and 72.
Okay. Is that correct, Mr. Carroll? Do you need to see them all? She said you've already agreed to, not the miscibility, but just to the foundation.
These are the same exhibits that were provided to council last weekend. They're,
If you could go through them, do you want me to go through these to make sure? Okay. You need to see them, is that what you, okay, I'm sorry, just, if you have your microphone on, I have a lot of trouble hearing you up here. Okay, all right, so you need to see.
My
Okay,
client and I need to
So
see.
you go through all those exhibits, Ms. Bristler.
Okay, so looking at 68 is a short one.
Is that the one that's on screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, no objection.
All right, so 68 in evidence, under seal. Is this 69 we're
This
looking
is
at?
69.
No objection.
All right, no objection, 69 under seal.
No objection.
That's 67? Is that correct? I'm sorry, 70?
That's 70.
70, okay, 70 under seal.
71, if we could look at 71.
No objection.
All right, 71 under seal, and then 72.
No objection.
All right, so 72 also under seal. Okay, thank you.
Okay, if we could go back to 68. Can you see on your screen Commonwealth 68?
Yes.
Okay, and you see again, in the menu, in the title bar there, you see ID, conversation ID, user ID, body. So the conversation ID that we're looking at, I just want to check and make sure we're both looking at the same thing. 446774523.
Yes.
Okay, so we see these messages between this user ID and then the Anastasia profile. This user ID says, wish I could get you to come meet me at my hotel in Richmond next Wednesday night. And then the Anastasia profile says, thank you, Richmond is too far for me. I'm looking to chat a bit before meeting someone. So why would it be that you guys wouldn't have pursued this user?
Because all along, his plan was for the person to come in the house.
And when we're looking again at the Anastasia profile, is it you and/or Brendan who is operating the Anastasia profile?
Yes.
Okay. Then if we could move on to Commonwealth 69. So just making sure that we're looking at the same thing on the screen. I'm looking at conversation 447868690.
Yes.
Right, okay. So this person is looking for someone to meet up with at restaurants and coffee shops and just talking and getting to know one another. They'd like to go to an event eventually, and they say they're pretty new to FET world, but willing to learn. And then the Anastasia profile says, I'm not looking to go out on dates, sorry. Why is it that the two of you wouldn't have pursued, why would Brendan have not pursued this person to further converse with?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So this person is asking to meet out in public.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that Brendan was interested in having the Anastasia profile do?
No.
Why not?
Because again, you need somebody that would agree to come to the house. Yeah, so could do the things that he needed the person to do.
And meeting out in public is not something that.
No.
Let's look at the Exhibit Commonwealth 70. Where do I go? I want to stay at the top first. Okay. So again, just making sure we're looking at the same document. I'm looking at conversation ID 452721523.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this user ID messages the Anastasia profile and says, "Saw your ad. I'm interested. A little bit about what I like and have done in the past. First off, restraints, and I've used rope and some leather cuffs and some vinyl tape." The profile goes on to describe pretty specifically what experience and what equipment that this person has and can bring to this relationship. Is this someone that, is this someone that the two of you might have been interested in?
Can I just read it over?
Say that again?
Can I just read it over?
Yes, of course. Take your time.
Wow.
Yes.
And if you could scroll down a little bit. So this conversation looks like it went on for a little bit longer than the past two conversations. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And then if you look at cell number 931, the profile says, the other user says, "I would expect that you might want to meet somewhere in public before doing anything in private. Your call on how or when to do that. Most weekdays I could get away at some point during the day to get a bite to eat or coffee or a drink after work."
Wow.
And then it goes on from there. Did you guys answer that? Take a look at the spreadsheet and let me know if you see an answer to this request to get together.
No,
And why wouldn't you have responded?
because that's not something he was interested in, going for a coffee or meeting.
Yeah,
in
he
public.
wanted to set somebody
Okay.
up.
And then if we could go on to Commonwealth 72. And then if we can move down to cell number 571.
I have to blow it. Say it again. Sorry.
There we go. Okay, so in this conversation, and let's make sure we're looking at the same conversation again. I'm looking at conversation 448599624.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So in this conversation, there's some initial talk, and then in cell number 571, the Anastasia profile says, I don't have restraints. It's something you would need to bring and be comfortable doing. Sounds really intense. And then there's more, but I'm not going to read that aloud. Why did the other user need to bring restraints?
Well, because we didn't have it, and whoever the person was going to be was supposed to bring all the stuff, like the restraints and or cups, whatever the person's supposed to have to bring.
And whose idea was that?
Brenda's.
And what else was the person eventually supposed to bring?
Eventually, you want the person to bring a knife.
Okay. And when we look at cell number 572, this user responds to the Anastasia profile, and this user says, so I'm a vet. We'd need to work up to restraints. I don't recommend them until the second or third time, once trust is there. And then in 573, this user says, if you're for real, let's grab a drink or coffee in public to see if there's attraction, no expectations.
Nope, we don't want to do that.
I work out in Fairfax County on Tuesdays if you're around. And then Anastasia responds in 574. And is it you and Brendan still operating the Anastasia profile at this point in time?
Yes.
So you tell her, I'm not interested in going on a regular date. That takes away from the excitement and the thrill of the first meeting. Why is that? So this is the third time that we've seen FetLife users saying, let's meet someplace, let's meet in public. And this person says, essentially, I've been doing this a while, and usually we don't get to that part until the second or third time we meet. So why is it important why is it significant why is it, again, that the Anastasia profile keeps refusing to meet in public?
Because of the plan I had in mind, that would need to happen in the house. The person would need to come over, bring their stuff, and because it was not Christine talking, so there was
they weren't trying to hang out, basically.
Going out on a date to first meet the person.
All right, so we get the gist of this. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the chat. We get the plot. She helped out with it. We're going to hear a little bit more later about what actually happened once the crime was committed. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you again to everybody that's in here. Appreciate y'all liking the video. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into cross-examination. And actually, we'll go straight into the cross-examination here. So let me update this. Thank y'all for liking the video too. Shout out to everybody who's still in here. Having some great conversations in the chat too. Oh man. Shout out to Ice, man. Let's support Ice. And get them folks out of here. So now that we've heard from Miss Juliana Perez of what the plot was, how they set up the scheme to eventually eliminate and kill Joseph Ryan and Brenda's wife, Christine, we're going to hear cross-examination, and the defense is going to get the chance to ask this witness how credible she is. Y'all let me know what exactly went on and why she went along with it in the first place. Check this out.
So you need to connect? Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
If I ask any questions you don't understand, just please ask me to repeat them, okay? I want to make sure you understand everything that's being said here.
Yes.
Yesterday, there was a great deal of talk about a plan.
Yes,
Do you recall that?
yes.
And I wanted to ask you, when did this plan, when was it originally formulated?
Good
Can
question.
you talk a little bit louder, please? I can't really hear you.
When was it originally formulated?
Originally,
Yes.
say after October, when he first mentioned the plan, that was just, at that point, was just get rid of Christine. And then I can tell you exact the date.
Okay.
But
So sometime in October, the plan was to get rid of Christine.
yes,
At what point did there become clear actions that we're going to be taking?
what do you mean?
Did it ever grow to be something other than that?
Yes,
Okay, when did that happen?
when I created a website, I would say in January.
Okay, and that was January?
Yeah,
Okay, January 9th?
Website, I think she means the profile.
I can tell you the date.
Okay. Okay, well, let's just talk about that. So I think you testified that the creation of a website required an email in Christine's name, correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you remember the email address?
I do not.
Okay. Do you remember, were you there when the email was created?
Yes,
Okay. And what device was it created on?
a laptop?
Okay. Now, was Christine home at that time?
Yes.
Okay. So describe for me how you and Brendan were able to get Christine's laptop on this day when that email was connected.
Like I mentioned before, every time we would get her laptop, it'll be because she'd get home from work or the day before, her backpack would be by the door with her laptop in it and her work stuff in it. And so it was, I would say, easy access.
Okay, I've heard you say that before, but what I'm asking is, who took the laptop from wherever it was that Christina thought it was?
That day, I do not remember.
Okay. Do you remember after the laptop was obtained, what room that you were in?
What?
What room that you were in?
What room in the house?
Yes.
When the laptop was a,
So
I'm confused.
you
Sorry.
just said you don't
Interesting
remember
question.
who grabbed the laptop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Correct? But you're saying somebody grabbed the laptop, and I
Yes.
assume you're meaning between either my client or you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And at some point, there was a creation of a new email, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And where was that when that happened?
I do not remember.
Okay. So, so you don't know who took it, you don't remember that, you don't remember where the actual action to get this all started, the first part of the plan, you didn't remember that?
No.
Okay. Did you know at the time that you were creating it where Christine Banfield was?
In the bedroom upstairs?
Okay, so you can conclude that you weren't in the bedroom.
Christine
or
had
upstairs,
no
correct?
idea.
No.
So you just don't know what area
Crazy.
of the house you're in.
Correct.
Okay. Now, leading up to that, did you and Brendan talk about how you were going to do it, or what type of an account it was going to be, or what kind of name?
If we talked about it,
Yeah.
probably did, but
Okay.
I can tell you details.
I'm sorry, did you say you can't tell any details?
I can't remember details
Okay,
of
you can't
how the
remember the
email
details.
was, the name, or, yeah.
Okay. And so, who was the one typing?
Typing what specifically, the email?
Yeah, to open the account.
Brendan?
Okay. Did you at any point type anything in or do anything to assist him with the laptop?
Yeah, eventually.
Well, on this initial day, which was when this all started.
Not that I recall.
Okay. So the actual beginning of this action plan, what do you recall about it?
Well, you asked, and I told you things I remember. That's what I remember.
I remember what I
You
remember.
didn't remember anything, though. So what did you actually remember from that day?
Well, I remember that the account was created, the email, and that Christine was upstairs in the bedroom. That's it.
So there was an account created and Christine was in the bedroom,
Yes.
but you don't know where you and Brendan were.
I can tell you for sure.
You don't know who got the laptop, which was the device that was used to create the account?
Correct.
And other than saying, well, she usually leaves her bag by the door, you don't know whether it was obtained from the door, correct?
You can say that.
Well, I'd rather you tell me.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we'll get back to that, but ma'am, you were just speaking with Ms. Bristler about letters.
Yes.
And that was a common way for you to communicate, correct?
Yes.
Is that displaying?
It's displaying just to the attorneys,
Okay,
to
okay.
myself. If you would like her to see it, I just need an exhibit number.
Yes, Your Honor, this would be exhibit number 1.
Okay, and you want to display it to the witness?
Display to the witness, please.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
And if you can, just let me know when you need me to scroll for you. And I can make sure you see the whole thing.
I can see it.
Are you able to read that?
The whole letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm able to see it.
Do you want to read the whole letter?
Do you want me to?
I want to make sure that this is your letter. Is this your letter?
Yes, that's
This is
my
a letter that you wrote, it looks like on December 8th, 2023?
Yes.
And that would have been about 2 months after you were arrested on this charge?
Yes, correct.
And calling your attention to the highlighted portion. Is that fair and accurate?
Did you ask something? I'm sorry, I was reading.
I was asking you to read it, yes. Have you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Okay. And the yellow portion there, can you read that, please?
Yes. Well, now they know, parentheses, I mean, they already knew, close parentheses, that I'm not going to cooperate with them. There is nothing I can do. So I don't know what they are going to use. I mean, everything they have and can. I don't know everything. I just have the feeling they might hold me here until my trial. It can take months, years. There are many theories of what had happened, set up by you, us, or I wasn't supposed to be there, and etc.
Okay. In this letter, which you wrote, it suggests that someone from the Commonwealth had been talking to you about cooperating against Brendan. Is that correct?
No, they never talked directly with me.
Okay. How would they communicate that to you?
Through my lawyer.
Your Honor, that assumes that they're not in evidence at this point.
Overruled.
Well, she already answered it.
How would they communicate that to you?
Through my lawyer.
Okay. And so this is 2 months after you were arrested. And were you given an opportunity to plead guilty and cooperate at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And what was it that they were offering you at that time?
At that point, my lawyer had said that they were offering, in exchange for my cooperation, they would offer me a misdemeanor and I would be released on time served.
Okay. And I guess, as I understand it, your lawyer communicated that to you, and then you made the decision as to that?
Yeah,
And what was your decision?
that I didn't want it.
Okay. So you rejected the misdemeanor offer
Yes,
based on what you knew?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Judge, may we publish this to the jury?
If you're are you entering into evidence?
Actually, I'm sorry, I'll hold off.
Okay.
And can you see the letter on your screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that's going to be marked as Defense Exhibit 2. Is this is a 4-page letter, so I'll scroll through it if you need to identify it. Tell me when you need to move.
I can see it.
Okay. Do you want me to scroll it so you can read the rest of it?
If you like, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you have full understanding of what it is. This would be page 2 of 3.
I see it.
Okay. And this is page 3 of 3.
I can see it.
Okay. This looks like it was written on November 1st, 2023. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that's your signature down at the bottom? Or
Yes.
your name? Let me bring your attention to the highlighted portions.
Okay.
Can you read that, please?
Yes. I said, it's killing me, and I mean it. And then another paragraph. It breaks my heart to think that I may not be able to be with you guys soon. It hurts me extremely thinking that I may not be there for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, friend's birthday, and all those special dates with the situation.
Disgusting.
Okay. And do you recall, was this, so this would have been sooner than the one that I showed you before? Because it was November. Do you recall whether the offer of a misdemeanor had been extended prior to you writing this?
I can recall.
Okay. So you don't know whether it was before writing this or after writing this?
I can say for sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Ma'am, I'm put on the screen what will be marked as Defense Exhibit number 3. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
And this appears to be, well, you tell me. I don't want to suggest anything to you. What's the date at the top of the letter?
14/11/2023.
So November 14th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get a chance to read that first page?
I can see it on the screen.
Okay. And I just want to make sure you have a chance to read them. I'm not trying to rush you through.
Oh, do you want me to read them?
Well,
yeah,
I want
read
you
it.
to make sure that you know it's your letters.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
When you're ready to know that that's your letter, then I'm happy with that.
It is my letter.
Okay. Let me call your attention to the highlighted portion. And this is after you've already signed off from your signature, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if you can just read that aloud, please.
Yes, I said, I can bear living this without you. It's too much pain that I don't want to live like this. I can't. I just don't want to feel this way anymore. It's a torture. I love you more than anything.
Okay. And can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is the feeling that you're talking about and what is the torture that you're describing?
Being in this situation.
Okay.
What I was going through mentally.
Can you articulate what that situation was on November 14th, 2023 that was causing you torture?
It's being away from my family. It's being in the situation I've been in for the past 2 years.
Well, we're talking about then, what you were feeling then, which would have been November 14th, 2023.
I guess the fact of being away from him.
Okay. And so at that point, you'd been away from the Banfield house for a little over a month, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so is the torture that you're away from him or the torture that you're in jail?
I would say both.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to suggest to you what you should say. I want to hear from you. What are you describing?
Well, I think it's always been both.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
I said it was always both.
Okay. So when you're being asked to recall, and I'm giving you a date, what I'm anticipating is that you can say what it is that you were feeling that caused you to write a letter like that. Can you remember what you were feeling that caused you to write that letter?
No, I normally write letters when I was sad, upset.
Okay.
I'm breaking her down.
Ma'am, do you see a new letter up there on the screen in front of you?
I do.
And these are letters she wrote while she's
And it looks
been
as
locked
though
up.
it's October 15th, 2023. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and is this a
Oh,
letter?
I think it was November.
Oh, I did say October. Sorry, November.
Yes.
And it says, "Hi, Mimi." Can you describe who that is?
It's Brenda's mother.
Okay.
Dang.
And so this is a letter to Brendan's mother, like the second one that I showed you.
Yes.
Okay. And can you just look at this and tell me whether you know that to be your letter that you wrote, or?
She calls her Mimi. That's crazy.
It is the letter that I wrote.
It's the letter you wrote? Okay,
Mhm.
good. And if you could, I'm going to scroll down and make sure I catch all the highlighted portions. So let me start with the first page there. Can you read the highlighted portion there?
Yes. Said, what if they don't let me go home for now or so long? What am I supposed to do? I said it before, how disturbing my thoughts have been recently. I'd rather to die than live like this, live with this pain. It's too painful for me.
Okay. And that's obviously very serious language for you to write. What were you experiencing that caused you to write that particular portion of the letter?
Depression.
Okay.
And I just didn't want to live anymore.
Okay. Now, in terms of the procedural posture of your case, had you had a bond motion at that point?
I don't remember exactly the times I've had bond motion, but I did have a few.
So you were arrested, was it October 8th?
October 2023, yes.
Do you remember the day?
October 13th.
The 13th, sorry.
Mhm.
And I imagine soon thereafter you had a bond motion, correct?
Yes.
And you were denied that bond motion?
Yes.
And did there come a time where you had a bond motion in the circuit court?
Yes.
And when would that have been in relation to November 15th, 2023?
Say it again.
November 15th, 2023?
What about it? I didn't hear it.
When would the circuit court appeal of the bond motion have occurred in relation to November 15th, 2023?
When?
Yeah. Do you know?
Can't know. I can't recall.
Okay. And so you don't know whether having the circuit court deny your bond motion was the cause of what you're talking about in your pain in your
I can say for sure no.
Okay. It was what you said before, being here and being in the situation that you're in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's look at and there's a further highlighted portion down the letter. Can you read that?
Yes. The first one says, I will always remember you, moments and memories we made in New York City.
Okay. And this was when you were with Tess up there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to move. And finally, this highlighted portion.
I said, I am in a terrible and deep pain. I wish I could take it away. I cannot stand with it. I can't do this. It would be too much pain. I'm firm.
Okay. Those are serious words. Did you seek any sort of help? Or were these letters kind of you reaching out for that help?
I also started taking medication for depression and anxiety in the jail. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And when did that start?
I can say for sure.
Okay. Was it, let's just take a notable event in every year. Was it before New Year's Day or was it after New Year's Day?
I can't say it.
Okay. And So, Judge, if I didn't say it, I would mark this as defense exhibit number 4.
It's number 4,
Okay,
yes.
okay, I just want to make sure. So for what's been identified as defense exhibit number 4, you're not certain what the source of the pain is that you're referencing in this letter?
Specifically, no.
Okay, but and this is my words, not yours. You tell me if I'm wrong. It appears to be getting worse.
It appears to be what?
As the letters go in chronology, they appear to be getting worse in terms of what you're saying about the torture and the pain and things like that.
Yes,
Okay, is that fair to say?
it is.
Okay. Your Honor, the letter before you, I'd identify as defense exhibit number 5.
Okay.
Ma'am, do you see that letter?
I do.
And this appears to be dated November 16, 2023, correct?
Correct.
And let me just bring you down, and would that be a letter that you've written?
Yes.
Okay, let me just bring you down to the highlighted portions. This would be a day after the letter that was received that we just talked about, exhibit number 4. Can you read the highlighted portions, please?
Yes, the first one says, I cannot bear living without you. And the second highlighted is, I'm trying to be as strong as I can be.
Okay, and let me just, I'll scroll down for you, so if there's any further. That's the end, okay. And ma'am, is there anything different about what you're talking about here? It's not talking necessarily about pain, but it's talking about bearing, living without, living in the jail without him.
Living in what?
You say, I cannot bear living here without you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
And was that based on what you were experiencing in the previous letters?
Yes.
Okay, the same thing, or was there something new about this particular letter?
Well, for me, it's the same thing. I guess it's just get confused. I guess messed up with words, how to describe them. But.
Okay. So it appears that up to this point, and I'm going to try to keep this moving along, everything appears to be kind of going back to the same thing that you've already testified to. So I'm going to show you letters. If something changes as to why you wrote certain things, can you tell me that? I'll ask you the question, but I just want
She don't recall.
Yes.
Okay. And can you read that, which will be marked as defense exhibit number 6? Sorry, were you able to read that?
Yes.
Okay, and was that a letter that you had written?
Yes.
And who was that addressed to?
Brendan.
Okay, and can you read the highlighted portion for me?
Yes. It says, during the day, I just feel like crying, sad, depressed, racing thoughts, heart pounding, and I can't sleep. And this is exhausted, physically and emotionally. I feel drained, no strength anymore, no courage,
Understandable.
no hope. It feels like a personal hell in life. Painful, torture, disturbing, and I don't want to live or to feel this. Better take my life in trade of the pain. And the next it says it's killing me.
Okay. It sounds like this is getting worse in terms of the things you're saying. Is that the way it sounds to you?
Yeah.
Sounds like it, yes.
Okay. How were you, what were you feeling to make you write a letter like this?
I think it mixed feelings. Like I said again, it was a lot to hold in.
Okay. And was there anything greater or lesser than what you had said about the previous letters?
Well, for me, it sounds basically the same, where I said, I just don't want to live to feel this.
Okay, well, I'm it's not necessarily to interpret the letter that you see now. It's actually what was the feeling that you had when you were writing the letter is what I'm
She
asking.
don't recall.
Well,
Come on.
really not good. Not
Okay.
no good.
And do you remember whether this was before or after you were offered the opportunity for a misdemeanor and to try testify against my client?
Do it.
Well, in terms of the date, I can tell.
Okay. Thank you. Ma'am, can you see the letter that's on the screen?
Yes, I can.
And if you'd like to read it and just tell me if that's a letter that you wrote?
Yes, it is.
Exhibit 7, is that correct?
I believe, yes, it's 7, Judge. This will be identified as Defense Exhibit 7, but if you could just please read the highlighted portions.
Yes. It says, I don't want to live this. I don't want to keep going. And the other highlight says, I just want this to be over. In one way or another, good or bad way.
Okay. And this would have been probably, let me see, would have been 3 days after Exhibit 6. Is this more serious, or is it the same as what you were talking about?
It sounds the same to me.
Okay. Did there come a time when you sought help within the jail?
Yes.
Okay, and that's where you got the medication from?
Yes.
And would it be fair to say that these kind of statements weren't in your letters at some point after you had done the medication?
These letters what? I'm sorry.
So I'm just trying to understand. You sought help. They provided you medication.
Yes.
And is the medication specifically related to the pain and the torture that you're talking about in these letters?
It was related to all that I was feeling, the feelings I was carrying with me.
Okay, and did that feeling that you've just described through mid to late November in the last few letters, did that continue on after you took that medication, or did it get better?
It made it better in a way, I guess, that I felt numb.
Okay, this doesn't really have much to do with Brendan's guilt or innocence. So we're going to go ahead and get into more of the details about what actually happened between her and Brendan and what the defense is trying to say here. Let me know what you guys think about this part of the testimony in the comments and in the chat. Do you find it credible? Seems like she was somewhat torn, which we've seen from a lot of witnesses who are involved in these situations. Interesting stuff. Shout out to y'all. We got 6,000 of you in the building, and most of you have liked the video. If y'all haven't done it yet, come on, like the video. It's free. All right, please, I'm begging you. Let's get into some more of this testimony. We still got the au pair. Miss Perez is up here talking about how things went down with her and Brendan and the murder that took place of his wife, Christine, and this innocent man, Joe Ryan. Christine was innocent too. Y'all get what I'm saying. Here we go.
Just two?
The Telegram account and...
Actually, did you or Brendan access any of Christine's actual accounts during the scheme, or did you pretend to be Christine on all accounts that you created and controlled, like FetLife and Telegram?
They were on the two of them.
Just two?
The Telegram account and the FetLife account.
Okay. And that's all the messaging that you were part of?
Yes.
Telegram and FetLife?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how they got
the
Joseph
email
there.
account that came first. Do you remember having any involvement other than being next to Brendan and setting it up?
No.
Did you have any involvement in that email account after it was set up?
No.
Who maintained, for example, emptying the inbox or emailing someone?
Brendan?
Okay, so that was Brendan.
Yes.
Okay. And then you were on FetLife and Telegram.
Well, both of us, yes.
Okay, for the ones that you remember. Do you know in your plan with Brendan if he was emailing anyone on that account?
Which account?
The one that was set up specifically for FetLife and Telegram?
You mean the email?
Yeah.
I don't remember he emailing anybody. I was just receiving notifications from the FedLife account and deleting them.
Okay, so he was receiving notifications on the email account from FetLife and then deleting them?
Yeah,
Okay, on the email account.
yes,
Okay, and do you know that because you were there when he was doing it?
yes.
Okay, so how would that go? That he would find out about these emails and then take action?
What do you mean, how would,
Well, I'm assuming that he would check the email while the two of you were together.
yeah, that's what he used to do, yes.
And would he show you and say, oh, I got an email from this email account, or how would that happen?
Well, it was next to me, I could see it, the notification from FedLife.
Okay. And that notification on the email was something that he would be looking for because he doesn't want that FetLife to come up?
What do you mean?
Well, Christine's account was created, it was an account that she knew according to you guys, right?
I'm not sure where we're going.
I'm not, what did you just say?
You need to rephrase your question, please.
Okay. The email.
She's confused.
That was created to look like Christine's account, isn't that correct?
Yes,
Okay, and that's what you said the plan was to when you set it up, correct?
yeah, correct.
So what would the deleting the FetLife messages mean if it's not an account that she would know that she has?
Well, then we need to ask our client. I can speak for him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you two were in this together and he
Oh, yeah, but
talked to you about it and.
Talking to me is one thing, but he doesn't need to tell me step by step what he is doing on his own.
Yeah,
consistent.
no, it appears that he did. Were the emails, did you see any of the FetLife emails?
I never opened them to read, no.
Okay, so you were on the email, you just didn't look at what they said.
Well, I can see from here, yes.
Okay, so it was when he was holding whatever device.
The one he was what?
You would see that because it would come onto whatever device he was holding.
Well, the laptop, yes.
Okay, so it would be on Christine's laptop?
Yes.
Okay, and other than, important days like setting up the email account, were there regular times that you guys would just grab the laptop?
No.
Okay, but you're saying that would be where you would see the FetLife messages?
Well, and at the same time, the FedLife website, yes.
Okay, so on the laptop, they'd come over email, FetLife messages, and then on the FetLife website, you'd get FetLife messages too?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about February 23rd. The night before. Can you just kind of walk us through what you did during the evening of February 23rd?
Well, I think I might have gone to the gym at some point that day.
You know what time?
I would say evening.
Okay.
That's my guess would be.
And the gym records would show that you went there and came back?
Well, the gym just shows when you first come to the gym, when you leave, doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So you don't know what time you left.
Do you know when you came home?
No, not the time specifically, no.
Okay. And was it after you left the gym and you came home that you took Christine's device?
Well, did I say anything that I took her device? I didn't say anything about it, did I?
Well, wasn't that the plan, that the device was taken and you said either one of you would do that?
Uh-oh.
Well, but I'm confused with your question though.
Well, okay. Who took Christine's device that night?
Well, you're saying,
Ambiguous which device?
All right, foundation.
Foundation.
Okay, foundation to which device?
It's a fair,
Okay.
fair objection.
Did you take any of Christine's
Because I'm
devices
confused.
that night?
I don't remember taking her device, no. Maybe her laptop. if,
Okay, well, I'd consider that a device.
well, yes.
So you took the laptop, correct?
Well, you're saying it,
I'm asking you a question.
and I'm not sure I understand your question.
Did you take the laptop?
Well, might have.
Okay, February 23rd was, in the grand scheme of the calendar of this case, a pretty important night. Don't you
Yeah.
agree?
Yes.
And my guess is this night probably ran through your head for a long time. Is that correct?
Can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all I'm suggesting is, an important night like this, you'd know what you did.
Yeah.
So which device did you take?
Well, it wasn't her laptop.
It wasn't her laptop?
Her laptop.
Oh, it was her laptop. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. And where was Christine at the time?
Again, every time we took her laptop, she was in the house and was upstairs.
Okay, she was in the house and mostly upstairs?
Well, upstairs, yeah.
Upstairs.
Not mostly, yes.
Okay, can we get more precise?
Precise in terms of what?
Where?
In the master bedroom?
Was that where she was?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you get the laptop from?
Backpack.
And where was the backpack located?
It was always by the door. I don't remember she leaving her backpack anywhere else.
Okay, on February 23rd, her laptop was by the door prior to you taking it?
Well, in the backpack, yes.
Okay, so when you took it, approximately what time was it?
I can't tell you what time it was because I don't remember specifically.
Okay, would it have been nighttime?
I guess.
Okay, and other than taking her laptop, what were you doing with her laptop while she didn't know you had it?
Why she did what?
What were you doing with it when she didn't know you had it?
Well, Brenda and I were maybe texting.
Okay, and you would use the laptop to text on what app?
It was not an app, it was a website.
Okay, website, which
It would
website?
be either FatLife or Telegram.
Okay. And so, so do you know who was texting on the laptop at that time?
Not specifically, because I was making we were making the lunch for the next day.
Okay.
Also,
So who was making the lunch?
Brenda helped me make the supposedly lunch.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Did you make a lunch or did you not?
Well, yes.
Okay.
We did make the lunch, yes.
What did you make?
The sandwich, turkey sandwich.
A turkey sandwich?
Yes.
Okay, so that went pretty quickly. What were you doing then with Telegram? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're taking someone's device, you're trying to get it back as quickly as possible. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you sure that you would make a lunch after you took the laptop?
Well, I can tell you for sure that Brenda always knew when she was coming up downstairs. He always knew it.
Okay.
We can hear the creaking of the stairs or the master bedroom floor creaking when somebody's walking up. So we can pretty much tell if somebody or she was coming downstairs.
She's coming.
So that wasn't really an answer to my question, but you weren't concerned about being surprised by her using her laptop. Is that correct?
I mean, I was always concerned, but I trusted Brendan too.
Okay. So were you ever caught with the laptop when you shouldn't have had it?
If I ever what?
Were you ever caught with the laptop when you shouldn't have had it?
No.
Okay. Did you ever have a close call where it was put back before she came down?
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember?
For the laptop, no.
Okay. Oh, would the phone be different?
No.
Okay, what else would there be?
My brother and I were doing something in the kitchen.
Okay, but so what we were talking about close calls in terms of her discovering your behavior?
No.
Okay, so there was nothing like that?
That I'm aware of, no.
Okay, so let's go back to February 23rd. You got back from the gym, you made a turkey sandwich, you prepared it for the next day, and then you used the laptop to do what?
I think we're mostly, well, because we were about to text Joe or something.
You were supposed to ask Joe something?
Text, not
Text.
ask.
Okay. And your testimony, you talked to him previously, right?
To them who?
To Joe.
Previously of what?
Previous testimony.
Previous to what?
Previous testimony. You testified that you talked to Joe before
yes.
this night.
On the phone call, yes.
Yeah. When did that happen?
The phone call?
Yeah.
I already answered, it was
I
a
feel
couple
that
days prior.
Okay. Well,
I can tell you the
definitely said
exact
that,
date, but
you
I
don't
know it
the
was
date.
the same week, but I can tell you for sure, like, the date.
Okay. But we're talking about February 23rd now. So when you had the laptop in your possession, what were you saying to Joe?
I think the telegram was mostly open on the screen, and I was around the kitchen, and Brennan was there too. And I'm not saying I was the one texting, saying we're mostly doing that on the laptop. The telegram was open.
I apologize, but can you run through that again? I don't even think I understood what you said.
Yeah, me
You'll forgive me if English is my first language, but what I said is that I was there, and Brennan was too, and we're doing other things in the kitchen, and you'd also have access to her laptop the same way as I did.
Okay. And did you see Brenda?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Listen, it's amazing to me that the DA made a deal with this woman and she may not do any time in jail. She was clearly a part of this scheme willingly. I don't see how her life would have been threatened, what she was afraid of, what her defense is in this case, other than, hey, I took a deal. Now I'll tell y'all everything you need to know about how this went down. Sad, man. And 2 people lost their life because of this. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat. Shout out to the gang. Hey, Fitz. Saying what a lot of us are thinking. I dislike her as much as I dislike Amber Heard as a witness. Man. Like, how are you a victim in this? I'm not seeing it. I don't like somebody who's an adult willingly participated in this type of behavior, knowing what the plan was, knowing what the thought was, and went through with it, and they'd get a deal like this. Deal making, just like the YSL case. Don't get me started on that. Thank y'all to everybody who's in the building. I appreciate the love. Shout out to everyone who supported as well. Thank y'all for liking the video. Make sure you like the video on your way out. We will be back here tomorrow morning. We're going to go through some of this trial. It seems like y'all are enjoying this trial, so we'll get to some more of the testimony. I think we're coming up on day 5. So we've got a couple days of testimony we have to get caught up on, but we don't need to play all the testimony. We'll get to some of the medical examiner and a couple other investigators who responded to the scene, specifically talking about Brendan's clothes and how they were able to figure out that he may be a suspect in this. Let me know what y'all think. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. I'll see some of y'all tonight on Song of the Night. And as always, you know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We gone. Peace.